Let's talk about what we do in the shadows.
Let's.
One of my favorite, absolute all-time favorite TV series at the moment. Also based on a film that was set in Wellington,
New Zealand filmmakers.
Yes.
Jemaine, Clement,
and
Taika Waititi.
Yes.
Jemaine was in, the first time I saw him was in Flight of the Conchords. That TV show, these two guys with their band in New York, two New Zealanders. Just
it was brilliant.
Being completely New Zealandish. It was like fish out of water, kind of great comedy.
And the TV series is set in, they live in Staten Island, and it's 4 vampires that live together in a house. Nandor, Laszlo, and Nadia. And
what's the energy vampire's name?
He's such
Colin Robertson or something
Robertson, like that. Yes, that's correct.
That's so funny. It was so funny when you didn't expect it. But now the big joke is, we've never seen the movie.
We haven't. I would love to see the film.
We had the movie. A friend gave it to us, like a ripped copy, and we said, no, it's cool, we just deleted. We don't like watching ripped copies.
And nor should anyone else, because you endure an industry.
So we still haven't seen it, but we really want to. But now that's also the other thing. Where do we get to see it? It's not in video stores. It's not
streaming.
It's not on SA Netflix.
No.
It's not on any of the other streaming, Showmax, the South African streaming service that we've got.
I'm sure we can buy it though, which I'll do.
And then you'll wait, I don't know, with the postage nowadays, how long that'll take.
We've watched it quite slowly, the TV series, because I'm sort of savouring it. I don't, because there's only 3 seasons, the third one having, I think, started just now.
Today is our first day as leaders of the Vampiric Council.
Is there not a throne for all of us?
No!
And it is just the type of humor, it's not your typical sitcom humor, it's something completely different. And I think because it's got such a dark theme, it is incredibly black humor and tongue-in-cheek and so enjoyable. And the characters are just so colourful and funny.
And Nandor with he's got kind of a lisp, doesn't he?
He does.
He's like this Ottoman Empire kind of a toffee. Yeah, so funny.
I said welcome back, didn't I? Fucking guy.
And he's got his familiar...
familiar Guillermo.
Very cool, Master. Very scary. Thank you.
It's just such a classic bunch of characters, and it's just funny.
It is hilarious.
Matt Berry.
Yes.
He's also, the first time I saw Matt Berry was in this.
Which is also brilliant.
House of Fools.
Brilliant.
Reeves and Mortimer. Oh man.
I mean, if you know Reeves and Mortimer.
I think, what's his name? Beef.
Yes.
He was just...
I'm an exorcist with my crucifix and my rosary made of monk beans. With my metal detector, I'll find the spectre, 'cause mostly ghosts wear iron waistcoats.
But he's always, I don't think he's probably like that.
He's always like a twat.
But he's like announcing himself. He's very much, I don't know if he's like that in real life, because he's always that character.
Good evening.
Go back to your own country. What the fuck?
And I know one of my friends, Blaze, commented on Facebook that she wants to be Nadia when she grows up.
Shut up, Laszlo!
And I desperately also want to be Nadia when I grow up. It's just, I think if you love vampires, it's just such a different angle, because all the vampire things have become so saturated, number one. And number two, it's also serious, or it's like Twilight or whatever, it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this is like old school freaking vampires, but it's the funny side, and it's shot documentary style, which even makes it more ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a documentary crew shooting their day-to-day activities.
Yes.
We just turn the cameras on and just we listen to what the vampire says.
This is real. It's real life.
But we just watch what happens. It's a documentary.
And obviously it's completely fish out of water. They completely out of touch with time, because they've been alive for hundreds of years.
300 years, I think.
And they're just still living in the past.
Yes.
But it's great.
It is. I can so recommend it.
I don't think
most people probably know it, but it's something that I wanted to cover in our Horrorfest vlogs because I think it's so brilliant.
Yeah, because you don't always get, TV series, movies turn into TV series. Some of my favorites, which I expected to be crap, was Fargo.
Oh, and it's just the best TV series.
And Ratched was great, although that's, it's a character from an existing movie. And, movies to TV, since the 70s, you had The Odd Couple and MASH. MASH
Fame
was huge.
in the 80s.
The MASH TV show was bigger than the movie.
Yes.
Fame in the 80s. Young Indiana Jones in the 90s. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Everyone knows the TV show, but they forget that it was actually a movie before.
Film, yes.
Highlander, they turned into a TV show. Dead Zone.
The one that was a disappointment for me was Dusk Till Dawn, because I really
the movie was
loved
great.
the film.
The TV show far less so.
Yes. I'm surprised we actually finished.
Yeah, we finished the first season. Yes. I don't know how many of them are left.
Not interested.
That was kind of enough for us. But, the characters and actors in the first one, it's just, you cannot replicate all of that.
Yeah.
For a TV show, because obviously it gets a bit watered down. You're not going to have the top stars. Ash versus Evil Dead.
I think that you can.
That is just such a. What's so cool about that is, it is like a continuation of Ash and his stupidity.
And it's funny. There's humor in it, and the same with what we do in the shadows. It is hilarious, and it's just extra funny when something is so morbid and dark and gruesome and hectic, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Makes it 10 times more funny.
And you like vampires, but you're a fan of more old school vampires. So,
yes.
Well, Nosferatu, Bram Stoker's
That's right.
Dracula.
The Twilight vampires, it's fine, but it's not
I didn't
for me.
mind it. I'm not saying everyone hates it, but that is such a divisive thing. When I watched it, I thought it was fine.
I enjoyed watching it.
The Lost Boys was cool, and Near Dark. I like any theme. If they turn it into a cool movie, I'll watch it.
Yeah, but I must say, what we do in the shadows, I can absolutely recommend it. I think it's probably one of the better, just spontaneous and adaptation. We've not seen the film.
Yeah, so we can't say if it maybe the movie is even better than the series.
Because knowing the directors and Flight of the Conchords, they are fantastic.
Yeah. And Taika Waititi actually went on to do a Thor movie.
Oh wow!
And JoJo Rabbit got an Oscar for the screenplay.
Right,
I watched it on the plane when we went over to Paris when we came back before the pandemic struck. I watched it on the plane.
I watched Terminator on the plane.
I watched that as well. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But sidestep, I cannot remember anything about that Terminator movie. Watching a movie on the plane is a crap idea. Don't do that. If you're going to watch something on the plane, watch something you've seen before or something frivolous.
That's why I didn't watch Once Upon a Time.
I really wanted to see it, and I did it, and it was like, oh man.
No, I just knocked myself out and slept.
But a movie is cool when as soon as it hits Netflix, you can just watch it again. So we watched it again.
It's brilliant. Well, I didn't watch it on the plane, but it was brilliant. Yeah.
So it was very easy.
We've now segued into.
Who cares? We can do what we want. What we do in the shadows.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm really dying to see the movie.
No, me
so
too.
We'll
I think I'm going to buy it for us, definitely.
And let us know in the comments why we should watch the movie, or if the series is good enough. But it's like New Zealand. It's like animals in Madagascar. They're completely different. The plants are different and weird. So you get something from New Zealand, and it's not.
Well,
it's not your Hollywood crap.
Peter Jackson comes from New Zealand.
Exactly.
Bad taste. Braindead.
Braindead, Dead Alive, and then he went to do Lord of the Rings.
I love the things that's come out of New Zealand. I think New Zealand's probably one of the most underrated countries in the world.
Like Mad Max from Australia. It's just you just need those
And I think
it's more separated from the mainstream mindset.
That's right, and I think that's the difference. And I think your whole thing with Madagascar, while it seems like a bizarre thing to say, I think there is some truth in that.
Yeah, it's developed its own vibe.
Yes, and it's a cool vibe. Go New Zealand.
So what we do in the shadow, and then they have a rugby team that kicks everyone's ass. I'm not a rugby fan, but we all know that the All Blacks kind of kicks everyone's ass, unless the South African Springboks do it.
Unless they're up against South Africa. Yes.
Yeah, let's not get into sport because we do not do sport. Sorry, if you do, tell us why. Why do you watch rugby instead of a good horror movie? Okay.
Well, rugby to me is like a bad horror movie.
Yeah. No, the injuries aren't heavy
No,
enough.
I can't. It's just too hectic to see those people get hurt like that.
But yeah, we love the series, and I would score it an 8.
What did I score it an 8 as well?
I don't think, I can't really separate saying the first season, this second season.
No, it's
just overall, it's an 8.
It is just brilliant. Yes, love it.
Maybe if the third season is even better, then we might jump it up. But for now, I think 8 is a pretty decent score.
Absolutely.
For an adaptation from a movie.
Yes.
I will make her my number 2.
But there can only be one supreme leader. We haven't decided yet,
What we do in the shadows.
Righty, let us know what we should watch, what we've been missing out on, what's cool, what's happening in your part of the world.
Yes.
Subscribe, like,
comment.
I'll like cuck. Cool guys, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.